Hail to the king, baby.
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Sit back there and say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Inigo Montoya, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
Here's the thing, though. What I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. That's I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean, those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize. And that's how I know I'm succeeding, is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Life is not that complicated. You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 meals, you take one good shit, and you go back to bed. What's the fucking mystery?
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
We're getting this thing going a little bit early, guys. This is the last open mic. I got the StreamYard link in there, baby. Let's get and talk some smack. The regular season's over.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFC North Open Mic Night. I'm your host, Main Event Mike, joined as always by the maestro, Russell Wayne, here to talk about NFC North football and maybe a little college football tonight since it is National Championship night. How's it going tonight, Russ?
It's going great, man. I love that. This could be our last episode, of this for tonight.
We're going to change up what we do. We're probably still going to bring content on Monday night. We don't know yet, but definitely the open mic thing is over with. Tonight will be the last run, the last hurrah for the open mic. We've run off all the weak ass Packer fans and the Bear fans. They try, and the Viking fans, I love them, but there's no fight anymore. There's nothing to do.
But the thing is like what we have found through all of this is like even the guys that come in and want to, they come in for the quote unquote smack talk. We end up just talking good football. And I think that's kind of what we're going to end up going towards a little bit. We already got Chad. You want to bring in Chad already, or you want to?
Sure, let's bring in our good buddy Chad. He's a Lions fan. Welcome to the program.
He was at the
Chad.
Dallas game. What's going on, Chad?
Welcome to the program, Chad.
I got one thing to say. Number 70 is eligible.
I got one thing to say. Go blue.
That's right. Okay. Other than the money I put on it, that's fine. That way I get to win either way.
Chad, are you wearing some Michigan gear right now?
Yeah, I'm a State fan. This sucks. My girlfriend's making me, but she did pay for the Dallas trip, so she's dressing me up like a Michigan clown.
Oh, you gotta.
Sorry, we don't allow Spartans on the show. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You like that?
Kidding. No, welcome to the program, Chad. So I know you went down for the screw job in Dallas. Why don't you give us a little report? How were the Cowboy fans after that?
Dude, they were incredible the whole time. I'm yelling at them on the trolley because my girlfriend's basically handicapped with her congestive heart failure. I'm yelling at their fans. They're waving to me. They're kind. I'm talking to them all. Wait till I get Russell this clip. I hope we meet Dallas in the playoffs because the hype video he's going to be able to make is going to be incredible of me. And I was a professional at the end of the game. I filmed everything. The Lions fans, they wanted nothing to even talk to me, and I'm wearing a Lions jersey. The looks on their faces that you're going to be able to show is incredible. And the respect that the Cowboy fans gave, I couldn't believe it. I didn't expect that.
Well, yeah, they won. Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised they won. And as Lions fans, you didn't even want to talk to us. That game was on a Saturday night. You had to go into church the next morning and be nice to people. That was hard.
I'll never replace the experience in my life, honestly. Even though it was a loss, it was a great experience.
That's great to hear. You and the wife have a good time in Dallas then.
No, traffic was terrible. No, we did. We fought, and they left me. No, get this. They left me. I said, listen, I need about 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to fill fans leaving. I'm going to talk to fans. And I'm filming all this, and they're like, okay. I come back about 20 minutes. They're freaking gone. Then I get a text, oh, we're waiting for our cart. I can't find them. I have to walk 2.5 miles to the car because it wasn't even worth it. So, and I beat them to the car. No.
Hey, it's
they are what we thought they were.
It's too bad you didn't get to see a Lions victory down there in
I
Dallas.
did see a Lions victory. What are you talking about? I watched them get stolen.
Bite a kneecap off.
I watched. You should have seen the fans. I got that. I'm pretty sure I've got that. When we made the 2-point, when they went they lined up fast after that touchdown for the 2-point. And the Lions fans, there was at least 20,000 out of the 100,000, maybe more. Dude, the Lions fans stood up and roared. The Dallas fans looked all sad. 45 seconds later, you know what happened. Jerry made a phone call.
So can I ask you this, in your honest opinion, because everybody got a chance to take 48 hours and react to it and micromanage but tell me, did the Dallas fan think they lost the game? Was there anybody that was complaining, going, "Oh my God, 70"? It was 70 that report. Was anybody bitching about the call, or they were
silent? You didn't. When we got that and went up 21-20, the stadium was silent of Dallas fans.
Nobody complaining.
No, they were just silent. The looks on their face was like crazy. And then a flag came out, and then they just erupted. And the look on the Lions fans' faces, and they started sitting down. It's like, it was
Interesting.
a hurt. No, really, honestly, they weren't complaining nothing. They were silent. Yeah, you'll see on the video. They're all in clips. When I'm going to send you the memory card, you'll be able to go through every clip.
A blown call for the ages for sure, but it's in the past now, and now we got to look ahead. Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings to wrap up the season at 12-5. That had to make you feel good, though, Chad.
Absolutely, and what makes me feel better is it doesn't. He might miss one game, he might not. Laporta, it's not as bad as it looked.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Joseph Ostin says, my two favorite teams, the Lions and whoever plays the Cowboys. Well, that means you're going to have to root for the Packers now, Joe.
No, I want the Packers. Absolutely.
Yeah, Russ and I determined today that we are going to root for the Packers to win the game against Dallas. Please welcome to the program our good friend Jeremy Ballwright from the South Florida Tribune. Welcome to the program, Jeremy B.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So, what's your takeaway from this 12-5 season, Jeremy? Just give me a microcosm of the regular season. Give me your assessment of this Detroit Lions team.
Best Detroit Lions team we've had in 30 years. And they're going to the playoffs. They got a shot. Why? Who cares? They're in the playoffs. They won the division. They are the 3 seed.
And this Sam Laporta thing. Do you think the Lions can beat the Rams without Sam Laporta?
I think they can, but I think Brad Holmes should absolutely give a call to Zach Ertz.
Come on, Jeremy. With 6 days to get ready and get him in to learn the plays. I mean,
you realize who our assistant tight ends coach is?
Yeah, Hayden. I know. Hayden coached him over there.
Brock Wright is probably out the rest of the time. He may come back, but he's not going to be ready to play.
Well, you got James Mitchell and Jason Kabinda. So you don't think that's going to be enough to beat the Rams?
I think Jason Kabinda can't catch a cold.
We got number 70. We got number 70.
Yeah, that's right. We got Dan Skipper. What are you talking about?
That's right.
We're gonna buy the kneecap off.
I love this call by Joseph, who says, rumor is that Amon-Ra is asked to play corner to shut down Puka. That's a terrible idea. I don't know where that came from.
Acknowledge me.
The only guy that can cover him, because God knows it isn't Jerry Jacobs or Will Harris. We see them take the field, we're screwed.
What about Kendall Vildor?
Yeah, he did such a great job too.
Or I mean, Brian Branch could come in. Have we got any update on Brian Branch's injury?
Nothing.
There's no injury.
There's no injury.
Okay. They said he left the game with a wrist.
Yeah,
he came back in the next play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I address this? Because I saw Dan addressed this in the post conference and everything like that, and he treated the person that asked him about Brian Branch like, "Whoa, man, you guys making up stuff that's out there right there." Like, I have no idea. Nobody said anything to me about that.
So you don't think Brian Branch could cover Puka Nacua?
Not alone.
And Cooper Kupp on the other side, we're just as a given that Cam Sutton's going to be on him, right?
Right.
And now that C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Brian Branch, and then you throw in Jerry Jacobs and maybe Will Harris.
If Will Harris hits the field, we're losing. That guy makes burnt toast look like Wonder Bread. You're muted.
Mike. Yeah, something's going on there, buddy.
We can't hear you.
Mike, hit your whatever you got. I don't know I can't hear.
There it is.
How about now?
There
got it. Yes, there you go.
What I was saying is, Jeremy, could you please also slander James
James Mitchell?
Yeah, let's hear you. Kabinda can't catch a cold, and if Will Harris covers anyone, we're done. What about James Mitchell? Is he not gonna? He's not gonna get it. You like Zach Ertz coming in with no preparation? I just don't see that as something Dan Campbell would do.
You're talking as a 12-year prep. It has nothing to do with what Dan Campbell will do. You're talking about a 12-year pro.
If he's that great, how come no one else is picking up?
Because no one else needs him.
Ugh.
Hey, Jeremy, is number 11 out?
And Khalif Raymond is more than likely out, which means we'll probably see DJ at punt return.
Damn.
And possibly Khalil Dorsey.
Khalil Dorsey, yeah, maybe. What if we see Jamison Williams out there returning a punt?
Oh God, no, not coming back after he just had to miss a game. I don't want to see him on special teams.
He missed because of illness.
I don't care. I don't want to risk his injury. Not this season.
Please welcome to the program a Packer fan, our good friend Steve. Welcome to the program, Steve.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Congrats to the Packers making the playoff.
Yeah, congratulations to your Packers.
I have to congratulate too, Steve. And I listened from day one. I said Packers were going to the wild card 10-7. I was only off one win, and that's you guys' fault for not beating Detroit the first game.
Right. It's got to feel pretty good. It's got to feel pretty good, don't it, Steve, for not having any expectations going into the year and find out and wind up. So I should say wind up being the 7th seed.
Well, I think, me and A-Dub was always on the same page, like with the records and what we felt and so forth. And like, it feels good just knowing how, like I said earlier this morning, it is true that the Packers are the youngest team to ever make the playoffs. This is the youngest team to ever make the playoffs.
And that's a direct result of your young quarterback who looks like he's a star in the making. He's playing some of the best football of any quarterback in this league right now for the last 3 weeks. But you got a tough order going into Dallas to win. And then guess what? If you win that one, you get to face the Niners.
I know.
So,
I got
So there is a path where we are rooting for the Packers, because if the Packers beat Dallas, then they play the Niners. If they can somehow beat the Niners and the Lions can win their 2 games, we would face the Packers in Ford Field for the NFC title game. We'd have to go through a gaggle of Matts. We'd have to beat Matt Stafford. We may have to beat Matt Patricia and then Matt LaFleur in a row to make it to the Super Bowl. It's a gauntlet of Matts.
And Matts are flat and usually easily walked over.
The champ is here. Yeah. But the letter M scares me with the Lions. Matt Millen, Marty Moore.
There's the other Matt.
The M&Ms, all the M's that the Lions have done. That M's and the Lions are bad news.
Mariucci, Marinelli,
M's that were
Moore. Yeah,
they're not in the staff. They're not in the front office.
I always knew that the Lions and the Rams game was going to be bigger than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of falls into the whole NFL scripted thing.
That's what I was going to say. The whole script thing. Doesn't this kind of seem like that's what they wanted?
San Francisco leading with 4 minutes left, 20 to 14. You knew the Rams were scoring.
Well, it was 20-13. They scored, and then they got the 2-point conversion.
Okay. You knew when it came to that, it was going to be a 21-20 game.
Did they report all the receivers eligible?
They
didn't. That rule only applies to the Lions, Russ.
No, they got to make sure they check that. I mean, that's legit.
I don't know.
Playoffs.
Walking on the field doesn't equal this.
Well, that's why I feel that I see the Lions and the Cowboys winning next week, and for them to face each other to get again is epic.
Dude, the Cowboys aren't that fucking good. Listen, the Cowboys aren't that good. They're not.
Yeah, but wait, hold on a second. If the conspiracy theorists are correct and the NFL scripted, why would they want to relive that Dallas-Detroit game and scrutinize that horrible call 100 times over again when it just made them look terrible? I mean, if it's a scripted thing, I don't think we would see Dallas and Detroit again.
Oh, so you're saying we lose then?
Well, no, I mean,
we're saying Green Bay beats Dallas.
Green Bay beats Dallas if
They're
it's
done.
scripted.
One and done.
Wow. And your consolation prize will be the Niners. So we would beat the Rams, and then we would get the winner of the Tampa Philly game. Right? Yeah, that's right.
Oh, how did they put that game on Monday night?
Yeah, you guys got the Monday night game, right?
No, that's Philly and Tampa Bay. And why would that be?
Why? Why? That's like the worst game on the thing. It's just,
Exactly. What I said on the morning show this morning. The least compelling game on the slate. They gave it Monday night. But look where the Lions and Rams are. Sunday night, prime time, front and center. This is the matchup they wanted. And the storylines go so deep, guys. You've got Deshaun Watson's teams, Cleveland at Houston. Is Deshaun Watson even going to go is he going to be in the building? Would he even go to the city of Houston if you were Deshaun Watson? I wouldn't go. And then you've got Miami at Kansas City. Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City. Goodness. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. I guess there's no storyline there. Green Bay at Dallas. The refs won't know whose payoff to take.
The Green Bay coach is it's at Dallas now. That's
right. That's a good call, Chad. It's Mike McCarthy against his old team, Green Bay and Dallas. And then you've got, of course, Stafford coming back to Detroit. And I mean, it's just huge. It's just if it's scripted, they've done a great job.
Yes.
And the relationship of Goff and McVay and all that and all the controversy about nude pictures that McVay's wife sent to Goff and all that. And McVay's the reason Goff was ousted in LA. It's a known fact.
Right. Have you seen Sean McVay's wife?
She's fucking gorgeous, dude.
She is smoking hot. But I'm sure Goff wasn't interested.
Oh, no, I'm sure he was. I think that's where the problem lied. I think Goff replied to that nudie.
Somebody agreed that she was hot.
Pointed it. Get in here. Damn dog.
Goff sent back an unsolicited DP. All right, let's move on. You know what? We got a national championship game going on tonight at 7:30. This is going to be a shortened version. This will be our last episode of the NFC North Open Mic. Be sure to join the main event every weekday morning at 11 a.m. for Football Talk with Russell Wayne, broadcasting live into Facebook. Follow our page, Lions Villain Squad. Be sure to head over to our YouTube at Main Event 365. That's MANE. We will still bring you some sort of content on Monday night. But, hey, for the final open mic night, really glad to bring in another guest here. Hit us with that Tony Montana. Unmute yourself, Greg. Welcome to the program, everybody. The West Coast Stat Master, Mr. Greg Rice.
Hey. What's up, guys?
Greg, so glad to see you here.
The champ is here. Dude, It's so weird. It's so weird. The sun's still out, and we're all sitting in the dark.
Because he's on the West Coast, baby. So Greg, your Lions. Yes. We haven't talked to you on this program in a while. Really glad to have you back on, especially for our final episode. Really glad to have you here.
The champ is here.
And I know, and believe me, and if you know me, I know some of you guys know me and know that I am intrigued by fan stories, right? Like I had to be a Lions fan because I'm born right here in Michigan. So I was thrust on me. But Greg Rice had no reason to be a Lions fan, but yet he is the most passionate Lions fan that I know. So Greg, I just want to hear.
Hail to the king, baby.
Mean to finally get a division title and all those smack talkers that you've been fighting on for years, and now you finally.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Mike, this is a dream come true, man. We had expectations this year, and we've had it before in the past with past Lions teams, and we've always disappointed or fallen just short, you know. And this year we finally get it done, and I mean, the NFL script couldn't get any better when you look at who we're facing, what's going on. I mean, right?
Right. What do you like in this game? The Lions are favored by 3.
Well, I mean, that's a gimme. I mean, my biggest thing is of course the storyline. It's right there. You know, I've been dealing with it in the stats. Jeremy seen it. There's a lot of our fan base that is still strong Stafford supporters, which kind of baffles me. It frustrates me. Look, I love Stafford, top 5 all-time favorite quarterback. But now that this matchup is coming, you see the apologetics and the history revision going on. And I just want to remind Lions fans that Stafford never got us where Goff did. And I'm not a Goff homer. I'm not a huge Goff supporter. I'm on the fence about him. But Goff played well enough to help us seal the deal on a division title with a defense that was not as good as Stafford's. It's the truth, guys. It's okay. Look, like I just said, I love Stafford, you guys, but let's give Goff some kudos. Like I said, I'm not a huge Goff homer. I don't know where the future stands with him, but Goff helped get us something done that Stafford never could. You know, and it scares me in chats and social media how many people I see just kind of, you know, bad-mouthing this quarterback who helped us achieve this, you know. And like I said, no homerism for Goff involved. I think he's a good quarterback, not a great, not elite quarterback, but he's done something for us that I think fans should really rally around instead of trying to revise and apologize for what Stafford never could.
Are you giving? Hey, Greg, are you giving? Greg, are you giving Goff 4 years, $200 million?
It's tough. You know, it's tough. It's a tough question to answer. If he gets us this playoff win, I think it gives him and his agent, you know, a little bit more buying power. That being said, I just don't know, you guys. I'm cool with the 45 to 48 million if he wins us this playoff game, but I don't know. It's a tough question to answer, man.
But are we dicking Goff if we say, "Don't, dude, you got one more year and we're franchising you for 42 million"?
Nope.
Is that dicking Goff? Isn't that a smart business move? Goff, we love you, but we need to put a team around you.
Speaking of dicking off, aren't you at work, Greg?
I'm on my lunch break now, Mike.
Hey, wait
I was trying to watch the show.
Mike,
well, my manager's like, you got something you got to be on? I was like, oh, it's my boys doing a podcast. She's like, why don't you go ahead and hit a lunch? As I was kind of,
Go ahead, Ross.
You asked about Goff if he would be mad. Jamal Williams is on line one.
Well, here's what I want to ask: If Stafford was on this Lions team now with the weapon, the arsenal they have, would this be a better Lions team?
If we wouldn't have this team, Steve, that's not even a good hypothetical. It was due to the Stafford trade that this team was able to be assembled. So I think
right, Mike.
I think that's a comparison we can't make.
Right. We wouldn't have been able to put together what we put together.
Do I think that Matt Stafford is miles better than Jared Goff? No.
Okay.
No, is he a yard better?
Go ahead, Jeremy.
He's better.
He is.
Here's the thing about Matt Stafford and Jared Goff. Matt Stafford can sling the ball, has incredible arm talent, can throw it from any angle. He did it way before Pat Mahomes did and got criticized for it.
True.
But at the same time, statistically, if you look, Jared Goff is just a smarter version of Matt Stafford without the arm strength.
Well put, Jeremy. I like that.
And both of them highly touted baseball prospects too. So I don't think that that's a coincidence when you talk about arm talent, right?
Yeah.
The way they throw, and Mahomes looks like he's throwing a baseball every time to me. Whereas I think Matt Stafford may have the most talented arm I've ever seen. When it comes to sidearm, 3/4 angle, over the top, touch, hitting the out route, he could make every throw from the day he came into the NFL. And I don't think there's any question anymore, by virtue of him making the playoffs with this scrub team he's got, that he's a Hall of Famer. We can put that to bed. Matt Stafford will be in the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Lion, even though he won that trophy with the Rams. I see him as a Detroit Lion in that Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong there, but
Mike, because I'm going to revision that and ask you: does Stafford get in the Hall of Fame without that trophy from the Rams? Because is he just not another Phillip Rivers without it? I'm just saying.
Hold on, guys. How about Archie Manning? Right, he was a great player on a horrible team, still made the Hall of Fame. Matt Stafford's numbers, folks, are going to finish in the top 3 of all time.
I agree with you.
He's done. So even without that Lombardi, I think he wouldn't have been a first ballot, but he definitely would have gotten in. But I think now, giving him the trophy, getting to the playoffs this year, you add that in with the numbers, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And the Lions need to beat his ass next week.
Well, who was better, Archie Manning or Fran Tarkenton?
Ooh.
Tarkenton.
Yeah.
Tarkenton had definitely had better teams all around him.
But he also had better athletic ability than Archie Manning had.
Good point, Jeremy.
Yeah, but
that's a great
Every
comparison.
Manning in the world is clumsy. They look like Bernie Kosar.
Captain Arm Punch. Jesus, Darcy. Captain Arm Punch. Come on. That's pretty good.
Hey, Darcy ain't going to apologize for loving on some Matt Stafford.
Hey, look, I love Matt Stafford. Look, for 3 years I didn't, you guys. That last year with Patricia and him, I knew that he needed to go for this ever to rebuild. And so here's part of the get down, in my opinion, you guys. Us as Lions fans, we're so used to losing. We never thought life post Stafford would ever get any better. And so in that point, we grew up to Brett Favre beating our ass. And Matt Stafford is very similar to Brett Favre. And so when we got that guy in here and we seen that, we thought that was our future. We thought, and it just, for a multitude of reasons, it didn't happen. And so, but now we won a championship, you guys. It baffles me. Look, none of us, Goff is probably none of our favorite quarterbacks, not even top 10 all time, probably not even in the current league. There's a lot of good quarterback talent in the league, but the guy helped us achieve something, you guys. I just want to see us rally around as fans. Support this guy. You know, the guy's won some playoff games. You know, that year he got injured and benched by McVay. He went into Seattle's house, 12th man, came off the bench after whatever quarterback they had starting above him got injured, and he came in and he pulled off an upset. Now our Goff's playoff numbers great? No, they're not. They especially looked really abysmal in that playoff run the Rams had leading up to the Super Bowl when Gurley went down halfway through it. I get it. But let's just rally around this guy. This guy's won 2 division titles in 2 different divisions.
Greg,
like the guy has something about him.
Hold on, Greg. Brandon Cooks dropped 2 touchdowns in that Super Bowl. Otherwise, we're having a completely different conversation.
Oh, God.
The third by the tight end.
Yeah. So,
right?
you know,
I mean,
go ahead.
He'd have never got out of LA if he'd have won that Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Agreed. And you know, Jeremy's touched on it. We've all touched on it, you guys. I think McVay's playbook was getting a little predictable. And Goff, due to his arm limitation, which I'll admit he doesn't have the strongest arm, due to his arm limitation and not being much of an outside the hash mark thrower, someone had to take the fall. And
Greg, call it what it is. He's got tiny fucking hands.
Got them junior whopper hands, you know, but you know, like I said, you guys, it baffles me to see our fan base still clinging on to Stafford. Like, let's rally behind our current guy who did something that we haven't seen since most of us were young men or children, for that matter.
I think we all agree with that. I think we all agree with that take, Greg Rice.
Yeah.
Jeremy B., I wanted to ask you about these other playoff games, okay? I know you're a Lions guy and all, but I want to ask you, what kind of shot do the Packers have against the Dallas Cowboys?
The Packers are actually not horrible against the run. They're just not good at it. But Dallas hasn't proved they're good at running the ball consistently.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and they give up a lot on the ground, and the Packers can run the ball.
Right. And Aaron Jones is finally looking fully healthy to complement A.J. Dillon. When they're used as a complement, it's an effective combo where you get 140 to 200 yards a game and 3 touchdowns.
Great point, Jeremy.
So that being said, Dallas is weak versus the run also.
Yeah.
We saw it.
Yeah.
So they got a shot. If they get the of and they get the play action working, when the safeties cheat up to help in the run game, you don't know what can happen because Christian Watson has that speed to beat out Deron Bland and everybody else.
Agreed.
And Packers have been playing good defense lately.
Packers have been playing great ball the second half, in my opinion. This is one of the best teams in the second half of the NFL, in my opinion.
They're definitely one of the hottest teams going into the playoffs, which is exactly what you want, right?
Agreed.
It's indicative of Green Bay's defense the last 3 years since they hired Joe Barry.
Yep.
They play like ass for the first 8 weeks and then come on and make the playoffs.
Is that true, Steve?
You have to like throw that on me.
Yeah, well, you're the only damn Packer fan here, so yeah.
Right.
That's because Russell kicked all the rest of them out.
Ooh.
Well,
we ran them off.
Wait a minute.
I'm backing Russell. Come on, buddy.
Don't blame this shit on Russ. We ran him
Yeah,
off.
well, I mean, but just realize that you're broadcasting to 1,300 people that don't know that you're joking. Don't put that. I never kicked any Packer fans out of this show. As a matter of fact, these Packer fans went out of the show. They kicked me and Mike out of all of the groups and all of the everything else, so they can say whatever they want with the truth.
Chat. They even quit our fantasy football league.
Hey, at least I brought content.
I've been trying to break y'all some NFL news for about 20 minutes now, though.
Go ahead.
Wink Martindale has been released by the New York Giants.
Wow. I like Wink. Very aggressive. Jeremy, we've talked about him. This guy is one of the most aggressive coaches. He's right up there with Brian Flores, you guys. He's sending the house or he's dropping everyone back. I love his play style. I love his player development. And if he wants to bring a Dory Jackson on over here, I'm okay with that too.
You see where the Commanders got Rick Spielman?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, if you ever listen to Rick Spielman on Sirius XM radio, he seems like an idiot.
Him in
What's going to happen?
Favorite. Like,
what's going to happen when the Vikings lose Flores to a head coaching job? That's
when you have an ongoing lawsuit against the NFL, that might be hard to do. I don't know. Jeremy, you got something to add to that?
Yeah, Rick Spielman sounds like the lesser brained of the brothers.
For sure.
Hey, another update, you guys. Caldwell, the GC out of the Jacksonville Jaguars, also lost his job, him and his entire staff today. That's another aggressive defensive coordinator. The reason why I'm dropping these names, me and Jeremy spoke about it, because AG might end up with a head coaching position, you guys. He's known as a player's coach. Players rally around him unless your name's Isaiah Buggs or Tracy Walker. He seems to be relatable to the players, so...
You said Caldwell. You mean Jim Caldwell?
No,
Mike.
Mike Caldwell.
Mike Caldwell.
Defensive coordinator for Jacksonville. So Doug Peterson keeps his job, but the DC's the fall guy for their crappy team that they fell apart this year.
God, they choked bad.
And they handed D'Amico Ryans Coach of the Year. Chad, do you think D'Amico Ryans is going to get that Coach of the Year for what he's done in Houston?
You know what? It's between him and Dan Campbell. Honest to God, and he probably should get the nod.
We're gonna buy the kneecap off.
What he did was, well, he got lucky and got a good quarterback. Obviously,
you got that right. Right on.
Okay, so real quick, I think it's a little bit to say he just got lucky. I mean, obviously, Slovic there, one of these OCs whose name's popping up around there, did a great job at developing Stroud. For my fan in Michigan, where in the game's about to start in 7 minutes, you got to love that Ohio State-Michigan connection between Nico Collins and CJ Stroud. That's an amazing they made a lot of things work over there with the Texans. It wasn't just, in my opinion, luck. It was player development, young player development, and we got to witness it. And I think that's amazing. You go from one of the worst teams in the league to division winners. Like, how amazing is that? Were they division winners?
They won the division. They won the division, yeah.
How amazing is that? Got to be a little bit more luck than luck involved, Chad.
Jeremy, I'm going to get my thought in, then I'm going to give you the last word. And I've got to give the nod to D'Amico Ryans over even Dan Campbell for the simple fact that there were no expectations for Houston.
Exactly.
The Lions had expectations that they lived up and even exceeded. And that's the only reason Dan Campbell's in this conversation. I think Dan Campbell was a better candidate for this award last year than he is this year, even though, honestly, I would have gave it to Kevin O'Connell last year. Go ahead, Jeremy. We're going to let you get the last word before we transition out of here.
2 teams have called Detroit to interview Aaron Glenn. Only one has called for Ben Johnson. That is the Raiders and the Redskins have called.
Ben Johnson priced his ass out of it because he doesn't want to go nowhere, and you know that's true, Jeremy.
And no, his agent already shot that down, Chad. That was a rumor created by a podcaster.
Really? Are you sure? Then why isn't he getting offers, Jeremy?
He's already got one offer.
Oh, he'll be getting offers. Believe that, gentlemen. Also, Munkin, you guys, has already gotten a call. Another OC candidate who's kind of gone down as just a dark horse. You see the work he's done with Lamar Jackson, developing him as a respectable and consistent passer. Yes. Lamar Jackson put up his best completion percentage he's ever had as a pro. That offense is humming with the Ravens despite a multitude of injuries. Him, Munkin, and I think Slovic are my 3 picks to get head coaching jobs this year.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Hey,
Go ahead, Chad.
Mike, we already know how our secondary is. Are we looking at seeing our 3 and 4 best defensive backs, our safeties out there in packages? Because Pikachu and what's his name, they're not Justin Jefferson. They're not speed burners. They're like more reception.
Did you call it Pikachu?
Yeah, Pikachu.
Oh, dude, shatters rookie receiving records, and we're naming them after a Pokemon. My God, Chad.
Pikachu. I love it. We will be using that moniker Pikachu for Puka Nakua all week long on Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. weekdays, broadcasting live into Facebook. Hey, for this panel of knuckleheads, it's time to get out and go watch Michigan win a natty. Even though Greg Rice will be rooting against us, I don't care. God bless each and every
Love you guys.
Panel for the Russell Wayne. I'm Main Event Mike saying God bless you all. Peace out.
Take care, everyone.
One pride.
Have a good night, Arrow.
Oh, there it is right there. That is the last edition of NFC North Open Mic. And we're going to still be on here talking football. It's not like we're going to bail on a thing, but, you know, it's like we ask everybody to come on and to do NFC North Open Mic. And there's like a couple people that do, and nobody else cares. So we're going to just talk football if that's what we're going to do. And if we do a trash talking thing, then we'll let you know, and then we're going to promote the hell out of it. But we are not going to do that every week anymore because, frankly, it just pisses people off. People take it the wrong way, and we don't want to be known like that. And we want to be known as people that, you know, that you like coming to watch football talk. So that's where we're at with that. So I have the YouTube channel. So if you're watching, and you're watching on the Detroit Lions news podcast or the Villain Squad or Mike the Bear Fan or my personal page, I'm going to drop the YouTube right into the comments right now and ask you that you go over there and subscribe to that. We're trying to build that up too. And StreamYard is pretty cool like that and gives us the opportunity to send comments to like 8 different platforms at the same time. So I still got to be live to do that, and that's why I'm still live. And Jeremy B's in the back too. This is kind of like the nightcap. We sit backstage. We're like a Marvel movie. I figured you'd be watching the game right now. I don't care about it as much as you do.
Well, you know, I will have the game in my smartwatch so I can watch it while I podcast with other countries.
Right on.
I got money. Hey, did we make the announcement today?
I didn't make the announcement yet. We don't have a date yet. So, but Jeremy B, Smoking Jeremy B, right here is going to be doing his own show on the Villain Squad. So we're actually looking for other podcasters. Jeremy was the first one to step up to the plate. And I don't know what time you want to go, but we're going to be doing it in the afternoon. Are you a 1 o'clock guy? What are you thinking?
I might have to do a 10 o'clock show. Go ahead of you because I can't get going after that because I got to be work by then.
Oh, so he might have to go early. So it might be Jeremy B at 10 a.m. and then Football Talk with Russell Wayne at 11. And who knows? I think that we're ready to do some stuff with And We Know Sports. And we might be having GT in here, at least from something that I can throw up. a recorded version too. So I'm going to be asking for that pretty soon too. But GT's on here every single Friday doing the predictions. But we're coming into the off season, guys. So we got the playoffs right now, and it feels good. Because doing this 3 years, like on the regular basis, it's like this is the first time we've got to be here on the playoff end of it, while doing a podcast at least, once a week. And now we've moved pretty much like every day. But I don't know. What do you think about that, Matt LaFleur? Yeah.
Most intelligent thing I heard him say in a month.
Yeah, he was on it, man. He was on it.
Great point.
Oh, I like this one too.
Peace up, A-Town. Yeah. Okay. Usher. Lil Jon. Yeah.
Oh, so for all those Michigan fans that are out there, I'm an Ohio State fan, but I took some of my FanDuel bonus money because they told me it was going to run out, and I ran to FanDuel and I upped the point spread a little bit, and I placed a bet on Go Blue. That way, if I have to dry my tears, I would like to dry them with some $100 bills, so I can say whatever, So I have to dry my Ohio State tears with Michigan $100 bills. It's going to break my heart. I will be happy for you, even though I'm crying, Jeremy. I'll be happy for you too, Mike, even though this is the way I'll be feeling on the inside right here. Yeah, that'll be me. That'll be me. Yep, that was me. Yep, that was that was me after the game. After Michigan pounded us for the third year in a row, knowing that I have an entire class that's going to come in that not a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior are going to know what it's like to beat Michigan. And that is not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling to have an entire class that has no idea what it's like to beat your arch rival. And that's happening. That is happening next year as far as the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. But they're about ready to get this thing going. That's a beautiful thing. So, Jeremy, I am going to make you an admin to this to this StreamYard. I know that we can add extra people, right? Like, I mean, that and then you'll have control. You can feel free to use some of these main event slides and stuff too if you want to just use that and add to it. Because I usually try to keep good, relevant questions, like, things that are relevant. I take out the things that aren't relevant. I just read this report. Jameson looks like he's good to go. That illness. I think that they were just holding him back. He was just one of the guys that they've obviously been suppressing for tape, because this kid's been ready to go for about 6 weeks now. He's been out there blocking, been out there on 50-plus plays, and they just weren't throwing the ball to him, and they were doing that on purpose. And it's obvious after that last game with Dallas that Jared Goff does have the arm thing down with Jameson, because he hit that pass perfectly to Jameson Williams. So I have a feeling about this kid right here. Jameson Williams, I got a feeling that he is about ready to break out. And if they give him 14 targets, what are you going to do about it? Rams? I mean, everybody's talking about Matt Stafford in this game. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's the big talk. But look back through the Rams wins and their losses, and even in the wins. That defense has got Aaron Donald, and there's really not much else there. Our offense should be able to score at will on this team. So if Matt Stafford doesn't plan on putting up 40, I don't think he has a chance in this game. I think that the Lions go in and they take care of business against Matt Stafford. This is not Matt Stafford going into the Super Bowl with Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, and a loaded defense full of studs. They got Aaron Donald. They got a good receiver. I like Puka Nacua. I think that he's going to be a fantastic wide receiver in the NFL. But I mean, that's another guy. He ain't any better than Justin Jefferson. He ain't no better than CeeDee Lamb. He's maybe there, but we've seen talented receivers already. And, you know, Justin Jefferson got his in that last game, but the Lions were sending 6-7 guys every time. They just wanted Nick Mullins to chuck the ball down the field. And they hit a couple of them. But they were never in any position to try to win this game against us. Every time they got it to 7, we scored a touchdown. They got it back to 7, we scored a field goal. And they never got it back there. They were never close. That's our offense. The Lions' offense is their defense. It's called get out in front and take a lot of chances on defense, try to get some turnovers, get a lead, and stay ahead.
Yeah, well, like kind of good news. Not only did the Lions win the division, but I won the football league with Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, and Sam Laporta leading the way.
Do you think Sam Laporta is going to play? That was really encouraging.
He dodged a bullet, but I think they should sit him out at least.
I think if he can play, he can play. I mean, I don't think they should sit him out or not sit him out. If he can't play, if you're going to force him out there, don't do it. But if he's good enough to play, you play. If he's hurt, like if he's got, you know, soreness and stuff like that, this is playoffs, dude. This is, I'm sure that he's going to be good to go too. Like, if there's a chance that he would play, he would play. This isn't some like, you know, game. Oh, well, maybe next week. But I mean, he wants to be out there. You know that, but you don't want to. I mean, you tear an ACL, you get this thing injured worse, even a playoff game, and then you're going to be talking about next year's injury. You don't want to do that. Right. So make sure that he's good.
I think the rule of thumb with the guys are 80% or better before they let them play. You can hold people out forever. They're to play already. And other guys were able to come right back. And I think they had to do it with the injury thing.
I was very encouraged watching James Mitchell because it really just tells you about the developmental part of this Lions football team. It's the reason why they didn't go out and get, you know, a Chase Young or a Montez Sweat. It's like they believe in their coaching. They believe in drafting and developing players. You got a bad audio thing going on. I don't know what that is. It's like cutting out.
I won when I tried to talk.
But it sounds like you're talking like in a tin can. I don't know what happened to the sound there.
That a little better right here.
Yeah, a little bit better. Yep.
I just adjusted my keep my picking part.
Sometimes it cuts out a little bit.
A little better though.
That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. But Jameson will be good to go. His was more of just a flu thing. They said it was flu plus an ankle, but it really just seemed like they had certain guys that they wanted to get reps in. And when you look at the snap counts, and I will check that out really close, especially when we get into PFF Tuesdays tomorrow. We're going to look at those snap counts, and I really do think they rested some players. You know, they may not have got. I mean, Chauncey didn't play the whole time, but they wanted to get him out there running around, so he wasn't going into a playoff game, you know, getting his legs wet for the first time. And it was good to see him out there. It was good to see Jack Campbell lead the team in tackles. I really like that because when you look at the guys that Brad Holmes has brought in, you can really see the plan that you wanted to see come forward. Especially when you talk like 3-year plans with guys like Derek Barnes and Ifeatu Melifonwu. Like, these are guys that they knew that we're going to take a couple years, like Broderick Martin. People, I mean, you want to shit on that pick now? That's fine. That you're entitled to do that. You want to see 3rd round picks play faster. I understand that train of thought, and I'm good with that. But if you're looking at trajectory and track records, there are 3-year developmental players that are starting to pop, and they have proof of it, that they can develop a player. And sometimes they hit in 6 months. Sometimes they hit, it takes a year and a half. Sometimes it takes 2-3 years. Sometimes it takes their entire rookie contract, and then they go someplace on a second chance deal, and then they break out. You see it happen? Everybody that's listening to this in football, there's 1,800 players. There's 1,800 players in the NFL, and let's be honest, every single one of these guys can ball. Even the guys in the practice squad, like that extends out to guys that are sitting, on free agents that are just coming in off the streets. I mean, look at that. The Lions brought in Kendall Vildor off of the streets, and he's playing well. Not all the time well, not like a all-star corner, but he ain't getting laughed out of there unless he's playing the best wide receivers in the league. So it's like nobody sucks in the NFL. So it really just comes down to these little teeny things, the micro things that they do, paying attention to details. You hear them say it all the time. We don't really know what that means as far as how Dan Campbell's teaching the little details, the bends around the corner, the little teeny gap things, and all of the little things. I think it's funny when they say guys like Aaron Glenn come in, they ask him, and like, why didn't you make adjustments? And he just laughs. But that's a very funny thing to a defensive coordinator that's telling that he doesn't make adjustments when they adjust on every play. They have to. If they don't adjust on every play, they'll get murdered. So maybe you would like different adjustments. That's fair. I didn't like that adjustment. Whatever you did right there did not work. Right there. But it's all little things. It's all little things. The Lions aren't as good as the good teams. Is that true or false? This is one of my slides that's been here the whole time.
I'm sick of hearing it. Ran with 15 this year.
I'm sick of hearing it too.
We've had a couple of snaps here and there where we get beat by somebody. Oh wow, 15 lose games too for everybody.
I never got it, when it was like that. It's like you want to make excuses because we haven't won. Like we don't have any track record. I get that. That's fair. But just to say that we're not good, like if your reasoning is we're not good because we've never been good, then you're a dumbass. That doesn't make any sense. Now, if you want to say that we're not good because you don't believe in our current coaching staff, you don't believe in the players that are right now, that's also fair. Because, I'm not going to force you to believe in somebody, but to say that we're just not as good as the good teams just because we've never been good, that's not fair. Because this team has showed improvement, 3-13-1 to 9-8 to 12. There's obvious improvement. The defense goes from 32 to 29 to we're not top 10 or anything, but we got to be like 15 to 20 or something like that. It's been improved. And I think that we're the ones that are set up the best for the future, simply because our players are developed. Half of the core of our team are first, second, and third year players. And we're not going to go into this offseason needing 20 guys. We're going to go into this offseason and need, we're going to try to probably pick 3 to 4 high impact players, and that's it. We're in this to win this with the guys that we have now. You got something?
No, I'm completely
But all right, I'm gonna go check out this game, guys. I'm down to six viewers. I can't even believe I held 10 viewers for that long while a Michigan game was going on. So God bless you guys, man. So I'm gonna leave it like this: faith, family, and football. This is what we believe in. And it was so awesome for me to be able to like give my ticket to Mike so he could take his grandson so we can practice what we preach here. Faith first. Faith first. And we appreciate anybody that went into the description and gave to our ministry, giving away 400 turkeys at Thanksgiving. You helped us do that. We appreciate that. We were able to help 100 needy families provide Christmases for their children because you guys went in there and hit the NTC give button in that description. So if you do that, we appreciate that because that's the most important thing is that we take care of each other. Football and family, that's easy. You just show up. You show up, you spend time with your family, you use football. Don't let football use you. And may the Lord bless you, and may the Lord keep you, and may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again tomorrow morning for Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And I think that we're even going to get some Smoking Jeremy B at 10 a.m. So programming starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, guys. So God bless you. I will be talking to you very, very soon.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.